Yeah, good morning, America. I got a lot to cover today. I got Cardi B throwing her mic at the crowd from getting assaulted by a fan. Also, I got Travis Scott getting canceled from performing at the Pyramids, along with my reaction to all the comments of people hating on the fact that saying that I was so-called hating on the Drake and Central C so-called freestyle. All that and more coming up next. You know, what's really interesting is that I wanted to talk about this lip syncing thing that I see that's going on, a trend in hip hop that is now seeming to be accepted by the masses. And I remember a time where you actually had to spit off the top. When we called it spitting off the top, you actually rhymed from off the top. So we did this video commenting on the Drake and Central C freestyle, right? And that they called it a so-called freestyle. But those of us that really know what's up, we know that it wasn't a freestyle, right? So then there was a bunch of comments, right? And I love all the comments. I actually sat there and I read through all of these comments, and I got to say that some of it was not pleasant. Let's just say that, to get through. I sat there and I said, you know what? I want to read all the comments that people are saying about this freestyle, because this is something that does need to be talked about. Listen, if you already had the rhymes kind of pre-written and you knew, okay, I'm going to go spit this. This is the verse I'm going to kick. It might be a verse that you're about to drop. I read all of that in the comments. But my issue with this was that it wasn't even the fact that they had written the verse. It was the fact that it was already pre-recorded. It was pre-recorded, man. So you didn't even spit the lyrics. You were lip syncing, which brings me to the other factor of Cardi B. Now, I'm sure we all heard by now where Cardi B got a drink thrown on her, and then she threw her mic at the crowd, at the woman who threw the drink on her. And there was another angle that went viral on TikTok. And what was really interesting is that the girl that threw the drink on her was saying that she was sorry. Check this out right here. Okay, so we see her getting escorted out, right? And right there, that video, I mean, just first of all, looking at that video just makes me feel like this is why I don't go to Vegas anymore. I mean, this is what's going on in Vegas. These are the types of people that are at Vegas. Is it really necessary to go party over there? I mean, it looks like mayhem over there. It's really sad what people will do these days for attention, because it's like she threw the drink, and then after everybody noticed her, it was like she changed into a different person. If that was the correct person, who knows? But my also point on this was the lip syncing. And yes, I did see some of the comments where people spoke about Milli Vanilli and said, well, it actually wasn't Milli Vanilli singing. Great point. That is true. Maybe if they were singing, it wouldn't have been frowned upon as much. But I think that even back in those times, I think that artists that lip sync were getting frowned upon. But it kind of goes to show that Milli Vanilli was just ahead of the time. Drake, Central C, lip syncing to a so-called freestyle is whack to me. And some of y'all went on to say, oh, well, you sound like a hater, or you're just an old head or old hater, or you're 20 years behind, or this is that. Okay, yeah. I saw somebody else say, this is my counter attack on that we have lowered our standards of music. And now we allow artists to give these half-ass shows and performances. And could that be a deeper meaning of what that meant, having that drink thrown on her? I don't know. But I think that people are tired of the bullshit. I mean, this is the reason why concerts haven't been selling as many tickets, right? You have these Lil Durk and Lil Baby tickets that just aren't selling. People aren't wanting to go to the shows. I think I even heard Chris D'Elia if I'm saying his name correctly, hopefully. But I think I even saw a video where he was saying that he'd rather go see a hologram of Tupac and where artificial intelligence is going and how it's taking over the music industry. But moving on from that, the other theory that we have is Travis Scott. Yo, this album right here proves to me that the Illuminati is real. Let me see all the people that he has on this album. Looks like we got Beyonce, right? Drake, The Weeknd, Bad Bunny, which is a dope track. SZA, which is one of my favorite songs. Telekinesis, which is trending on Twitter right now. He's got Kanye on there. I'm not sure if Kanye was doing beats. I didn't really hear him rapping on there. But yeah, of course, Future, Pharrell, which is interesting that he has Pharrell on the same album that supposedly Drake dissed him on. 21 Savage, Young Thug, Dave Chappelle, Playboy Cardi, Bon Iver, Swan Lee, Kid Cudi, and James Blake. A lot of dope features. And most of the people on here, you could say, are part of the powers that be in the music industry. He has all the heavy hitters on this album, man. So the Pyramids said, hey, we don't care. Or Egypt, shall I say. They said, we don't care what you're doing in America. We don't want you bringing your rituals over here to the pyramids. And it's so interesting. Like, watch, let me pull this up on my Twitter account. That Live Nation goes up and puts up this tweet saying that we regret to inform that Utopia's show originally scheduled, oh, wow, it was supposed to be for July 28th at the Pyramids of Giza is canceled. Unfortunately, despite highest efforts, complex production issues. But we all know that this is BS. It's funny how America tries to tell you, oh, well, the reason why it didn't happen was because of a technical issue. When Egypt flat out said, we don't want you bringing your rituals over here. We saw what you did at the Astroworld Festival. They don't want you bringing that over there. And Egypt is just straight up direct about it. That's one thing I appreciate that. And I'm glad to say that I have been to the motherland. But I got to say, man, they don't play that over there. Like, they let it be known to their people and to their culture. Whereas over here in America, it seems that people like to BS over here and say, oh, well, this is the reason. And people are too dumb to do their research. But, you know, a few of us out here will really go do our research. And they said, no, man, we think that you do some kind of peculiar rituals. I mean, if I pull up what I think Egypt actually said somewhat in their words, and the statement syndicate said that it made the decision after examining social media opinions and feedback, along with reports that included authenticated images and information about peculiar rituals performed by Scott. I don't even like to talk about what happened at that Astroworld thing. I mean, that was just a weird situation. I remember when I first heard about it, I was just like, yeah, it does sound kind of weird that it sounded like they were making sacrifices over there. And that, I don't know if it's true or not, but supposedly or allegedly, Kylie Jenner was over there filming people getting sacrificed with her phone and not trying to call for help. I don't know if that's true, but yo, sounds like there was some weird things going on at that show. So they said, like, nah, we're not going to have you perform at the pyramids. And, yeah, they don't play over there. Yeah, but his album, other than that, was great, man. I really did enjoy his album. I think that Travis Scott gave us what we wanted to hear. He just put all the beats out there. Maybe he was listening. I think he was listening to, like, Kendrick and Ye and Pusha and all these other rappers and everybody. I think he was listening to all of them because it sounds like the beats he was coming with, he was just giving us what we wanted. Overall, I do enjoy his album, and I thought it was great. And it'll be interesting to see what happens if he does perform at the pyramids.